The Christmas feels like a very first Christmas to me. Man, that was a classic. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Goosebumps HorrorTown playthrough. This is part 2 to the 12 Screams of Christmas. And as the little introduction started, we are going to be looking at the chaos that is the, what do you call it, the good chaos? That is of Susie Snowflake. This is the character profile that we're going to be talking about in this episode, and then the other ones will be coming through. However, that being the case, we are going to be looking at all these 3 characters in the story, but I'll go more in depth with each character afterwards. But yes, this is Susie Snowflake. As you can probably guess, she is actually based around, like, she kind of looks a bit like a Pippi Longstocking of characters. Now, I mentioned that she's kind of insinuates to SpongeBob. There's a reason for that, as you'll see in this playthrough. There are some animations that are very cartoonish in nature, and they actually give a little bit more lore with this character in particular and her shenanigans. As though, before we move on, I might as well show this off. As you know, Playboy Vampire has always been providing with some lovely fan art. And something interesting I wanted to point out while I'm showing this stuff off, the coloring, all that stuff. They also did something where they decided to draw her with Andy, which, again, I'll get more to Andy on the revisited stuff, as well as there's another picture that they did with Susie, but that will be featured when I do my Attack of the Christmas Presents, as you'll see. But yeah, you get to see a little bit more of this fun character in action, and this weird, it's interesting. I will say that I'm interested to see how they design the characters or remodel them in a sense. One thing to note with Susie Snowflake, the origin story with her is based off of the story, as I've mentioned before, Holly Jolly Nightmare or something. It's something close to that, Holly Jolly Christmas kind of deal. She comes from a VHS tape, which is supposed to be a special. Came from a haunted Christmas shop, because apparently anything you buy from this Christmas shop, if it's a VHS tape, you get turned into the character, apparently, which is so. And it's weird because, as a lot of people have been stating, when it comes to this particular story, this is probably the closest R.L. Stine has gotten when it came to characters and creepiness and all that kind of vibe. And it's also, you can see the inspiration with this character within the game as far as like her influence goes, and it's just, this gets a little bit wacky, I will say that. Now, something interesting too is out of all the characters, it seems like Susie Snowflake is the one that really stood out to people. They end up actually drawing a lot of fan art for this character, and it's interesting because, like, you can go online and find out there are people who draw this character and inspired by her. So for some reason, something with Susie ends up getting people into the spirit of Christmas. Ironic, I know, but in a way, it's somewhat fun to see and cute in a sense. But that's what it is. Right. So that's roughly it for the character. I do want to mention, though, that during this playthrough, there was an error when it came to one of the bundles here. There's a picture. Apparently, when it was coming to people buying the Christmas Spirit pack, people were not lucky in being able to buy that. I think they were able to buy Susie's pack okay, but when it came to Marcus, that's not a no-go. I might be mistaken, it might be both packs, but I think it was just the one I know for sure. For me, that wasn't the case. I was lucky to get the packs, as you'll see in this playthrough. And, yeah. What else is there to say? Susie is a character in herself, and I can't wait to show you what she is in this game. So let's just go ahead and dive right in, shall we? So we'll start off with the Holly Jolly pack with some clapping to celebrate the fact that I bought some money. I don't know, this is probably a thing. It's weird, but whatever. So it comes with the first and second Scream of Christmas, the Holly Jolly shop, the spawns, which are the gronks. I will talk more about them in one of the other parts in the future. You'll see why, because they themselves, I feel like, deserve their own little video, and although we'll get to see them in action in this part, in the story, they won't get involved until probably near the end of Part 3 going into Part 4, so when they come in, that will be when the chaos of them talking will come, and that and the other characters too. And also it comes with the frozen pond, which is nice. She has an animation with it as well as Curly, so that just kills two birds with one stone. My issue at the moment is trying to find space. I have unlocked space after the fact, but for now, when it comes to this, it's like, I'm gonna have to make do with what I can for now. So, with that in mind, well, this is a close-up shot again of this shop, so we'll just kind of fade over here a little bit because I had to stop to figure out where to put it, and I'm putting it over here. So we got this going here, click it, and there he is, Susie Snowflake's up in action. Now we're gonna need to get a close up with this character, and unfortunately she's hiding, and of course she's like walking slow, but look at them red. She stands out. You look at her and you know she's like the spirit of Christmas. Look at this. Look at how holly jolly she is. She's too smiley for her own good. Anyway, she comes with her own questline that is titled
Holly Jolly Susie. Christmas carols? Homemade cookies? Oh, this stuff is clawing. Who's breaking our deal? We said no sweets allowed in our creepy Christmas theme.
Look, Master, who is she?
Oh no, not again. I should have known. That's no other than Susie Snowflake's drool. What a nightmare. Not sure if we can handle all this joy.
Finally here. Oh, how marvelous, how stunning. Rejoice, Christmas, HorrorTown. I'll make sure you do.
What a character. I mean, literally, she used to be some sort of cartoon. You know how the deal goes. Someone cursed an old VHS and she managed to hop into our world.
I can't explain it, Master. She seems nice, but it's just something about her that makes me...
Quest. Enjoy a Holly Jolly Dance, obtain Holly Jolly tapes, 3 of them, and reach a scare meter. Oh, we're already starting this already. Go boy. Right, so in this story, it is being confirmed that she is a cartoon character. Like the Rankin Bass kind of thing you would expect. Now, in the story of Attack of the Christmas Presents, it said the actress who played as Susie Snowflake is a bit of a nuisance. You could determine that of actually them watching this story and just the actor who plays as the character, or like, you put to your own blunt. You can have this be its own separate thing, or this is the actual character spirit of this person. I've forgot to mention all the story and the animations, but probably read it yourself. This is the Holly Jolly Dance, and remember the thing about the SpongeBob? Yeah, no, it's pretty obvious where they got their inspiration from. If it's not clear enough, this is literally the SpongeBob dance from that first Christmas episode. It's something. Yeah, so this is what she does. I mean, it's obvious what they got this from, because look at the coloring and all that stuff that's popping in and out. It's eye to eye. Eye to eye. So, anyways, Christmas Spirit Pack. So we got that. So now we got that stuff. And I got the Mayfield Bazaar, so that will make my pack of buying the Shop Till You Drop Dead bundle a little bit more wasteful. But what can you get? So that makes me have the 3rd and 4th, so I'm up to 4th, 5th, so I have a lot of screams now, so that'll help me get through this quest a little bit faster, but that is to be expected. So, with this in mind, we're going to be putting Mr.Marcus down near the graveyard area because this will fit. I'm going to be moving this, currently I have the thing right there right now, the mansion, that's going to be moving away because I feel like the school can't really be locked in a graveyard of sorts, but Curly's Den, yeah, I think that fits well. Now, Marcus is an interesting character because it's weird how they've set this up. Like, the story is basically exactly as it was in the book in sense. However, his character is a little bit more jolly in a sense. But anyway, yeah, this is the spirit of Marcus, who's being really inspired by the book cover, as well as, you know, like, you can tell two different people did it, but this is a close-up on this ghost. Yeah, there he is. Right, he also comes with his own unique quest line that we're going to be looking at, and hopefully I get the voice correct. This will be interesting because his ghostly echoing is going to be a bit of a pain when rendering. But anyways...
The spirit of Christmas himself.
I know you must be tired of hearing crazy tales from way before you were all born, but my own story is a 19th century story.
Good times for vampires, living dead folks, and ghosts.
Oh yes, maybe that's why our case was poorly told. No news, no books, no TV show, not even a mention. There are too many things waiting to be told. Now it's time to catch up. Gather around, children, and listen up. I wasn't alone at that time. The wife had died, yes, but I still had those two. The twins and I have recently moved to this house. Flora, the twins and me.
Alright, search for Flora, obtain Flora's dolls, reach a Scarameter. Oh good, so I can kill them both right now, and he has a very scary form up there. Right, so, anyways, yeah, Mr. Marcus, he pretty much plays just like he does in his book counterpart. It has been canon here that in this tale, because the mother died before the tragedy happened, she basically moved on, whereas him and the twins, who are actually spawns, are actually going to be disappearing. And here's the other thing too. Some of this quest is going to need Susie's house as well as Piccolo's. So if you don't have any of these, he can't do these animations that actually give you some decently good items. I think I went in depth with the Crafting 101 and exactly what they drop and what they do. If anything, Marcus is pretty much a very valuable character as far as his worth goes and all that, but this is his animation of searching for Flora. It's actually pretty nice. It's that weird ghostly kind of thing you would usually see with, you know, the candlelight and all that stuff. I don't know, I really like and dig how they kind of set up this whole Christmas tale. Man, not Valentine's Day. Oh man, that awkwardness. But yeah, no. So the only downside with the Christmas stuff is there's not really Christmassy snow and whatnot, but okay, whatever. I mean, at least there's snow on stuff, so we can just pretend. I think there's a reason why, by the way, too. After people probably already seen what happened, I've uploaded a video talking about the situation within this game. It's unfortunate, but what can you expect? But yeah, let's go ahead and look at the Gronks. This is our first unique scene that we're gonna get. Unfortunately, the Mayfield Bazaar has to come back in order to be used. But we got ourselves the Gronks, which is a weird... It's supposed to, like, portray the same feel as you've seen back in this toy short. And, okay, like, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you see these things in action, tell me that they don't remind you of, like, Muppets. Like, they look like Sesame Street Muppet monsters. They're too adorable. Like, watch this. Alright, now they get summoned. Look at these. Look at these monster puffballs. Look at them. Look at them. They don't look at they don't really hurt anybody. I don't know why this guy is running away. They're too adorable. Look at this. See, they're just saying hi. Monster mouths and everything. Little puffballs. Yeah, it's like weird Furby Elmo monsters. Because of the Tickle Me Elmos of the, you know, the whole, the new hot toy of this season. Why are the Gronks here? Why not? Why not have them here? Yeah, okay, now we're gonna get close up with their mouths. Yeah, there they are. So yeah, they have sharp teeth and mouths, but they don't really do anything. Just, whatever you do, don't sit on them. Because then they get the invitation to be like, oh well, if you sit on me, then I sit on you, right? and God forbid they decide to grow into a size of a house, because the imagery of that, I don't want to know. It's like getting squished by a giant beanbag. But yeah, it's humorous how these things are really easy to get the little plush of it, and yeah, it's like, again, these remind me so much of like Sesame Street monsters, just because of the way it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like that. Come on now, that's obvious what they're doing. Oh yeah, and then here is the. Might as well show you the twins exactly. I'll go in depth of who's who, of who's Ned and who's Abe, because each one is a bit interesting as far as the characters go, as far as what they look like. Because I actually have reference of them, and I will show that off when I'm talking about Marcus. And yeah, so Marcus will go more in depth with what exactly happened, to why the twins look like the way they do and he looked the way he does. It's bizarre, okay? They try to explain it, and it's just kind of weird at the same time. Like, I honestly don't get the whole thing that's going on there, but whatever. I guess that will work the way it does, and we'll go from that. Right, so we're gonna have them spook around a bit. I will show you in this video how Marcus and Susie scares, especially Susie, because there's another SpongeBob reference with her. Like, if it doesn't sell you to the point that she's a cartoon character, that will be another thing said. The other thing too, when it comes to Susie, is that I won't spoil it just yet, but when it gets to that point, I'll explain and talk about it, because I feel like Susie's probably one of the worst characters as far as what's been introduced in the game, power-wise. And yes, we've seen all the characters that got introduced this year. She's got to be the scariest one. And the only good thing about her is the fact that she doesn't really do anything menacing, but her power, oh boy, power levels up the wazoo. And anyways, we're going to get this stuff going, and then we should be done with the main story. So let's go ahead and see Mr. Piccolo.
This is epic. Absolutely epic. My work will become one with the audience. One play. One true play. It changes lives, you know.
If you say so. Anyways, congratulations. Christmas is yours to entertain. I've never stopped at the people who wanted to make our town better. Or scarier. I mean, good luck.
After all, my brilliant masterpiece will be an exhibit. I must find the perfect place fast and soon as possible.
We will? Isn't it will? Whatever.
My oh my, what a happy funny sir. Pleased to meet you, pleased to greet you. I'm Susie. What a rejoiceful time, Christmas time.
Oh good, the nightmare has just started.
What? Where did you come from, girl? Shh! Off you go. I'm busy right now. I have no time to lose.
What an ogre. It's time to shine. Let me help you, sir. In the name of Christmas, pretty bitty please with Christmas trees.
Oh no. She said the line. She said the line. She said the words. We're doomed. Kudos to the person who wrote Susie's lines, by the way. It's very much to the T of that annoyance.
Snowflakes in the air. Oh, such a holly jolly time.
Cut it out, please. I must focus. I need the perfect location for my masterpiece. Oh, think, Piccolo, think.
Allow me to join you, pretty bitty please. I've already explored every Christmassy spot in this marvelous town.
All right, whatever. You can come for now. Just don't be loud.
You won't regret this. I will show you how majestic, how authentic, how exotic this place is.
Oh, no. Susie Snowflake. I thought that annoying girl was gone. Buried. Where did you put that earplugs, drool? I can't hear this.
Oh, what's wrong, Curly? I thought you'd liked the holly jolly stuff. Remember your rhymes? payback is not really great. View Marcus Mansion videos. By the way, I don't really get it, because Marcus was complaining about, oh, no mentions of nothing, and yet he's watching videos, so what? What are you talking about, old man? Whatever. Yeah, so it's getting a little bit more in-depth with the story. Now, what's interesting about Piccolo, is you'll notice that out of the characters that Susie interacts with, has an influence with people. Except for Piccolo. For some reason, Piccolo doesn't get fazed by the girl. I don't know why that is. I don't know what kind of, what powers he has. But that's why I decided to do a little bit of a theory and a bit of a joke. As you'll notice, he's a bit kind of nasally with his probably hard to hear, but when I talk like him, I talk like this, with the nasally stuff. The reason why is because my theory is that chronically, and this is my headcanon for this, right? Because you can try to figure out how Susie comes into the game. Maybe the tape broke and she came out or something, or maybe there's something, who knows. But my headcanon is the reason why Piccolo doesn't get infected by Susie is because he can't smell. Because he can't smell, that way he can't get influenced. That's what I'm going with. Everyone else gets affected because they can smell, but poor Piccolo, he can't. He's in a wheelchair, a fancy wheelchair at that, but in a wheelchair regardless, and he can't smell, and his life is miserable. Poor guy. It's a misery. He's like Squid. He's a Squidward. What about that? SpongeBob. SpongeBob. Whatever. I could have done the Squidward voice, but nah. Nah, I'm not gonna bore you with a Squidward. That's a bit too on the nose, don't you think? Rambles. Man, I missed this. Oh, by the way, I forgot to show you. This is a little animation. What is she doing over there? Why is she kind of vibrating against the present here? Well, that's because I actually got a reference of this. This is what it actually looks like. She's actually laughing. I don't know why they decided to choose this animation rather than the other one, because the other one's a little bit more detailed. Meanwhile, this one is just like, she's just vibrating on the present. Like, what is she doing? I guess to make it look a little bit more weirder, but because her animations act strange, yet in context, what she's doing is laughing, whatnot. And the reason why is, you'll probably figure it out, is that both both Lucy and Mrs. Dark gets a little bit of a talking to with Susie, and they get a little too influenced with the character. They end up getting worn out of it, though, but for some reason, staying with the girl ends up kind of giving a weird feeling of spirit. But yeah, anyways, we dumped down the first Santa Claus zombie, the first scream, as it were. I don't know why. The first scream of Christmas my ghoul love gave to me, a dead Santa Claus coming out of his grave. Anyways, we're going to look at Mr. Marcus and how he kind of does his move. Anyways, yeah, so he does this. What's interesting, too, is you'll notice is that they actually animated, the little things he has, the bells? Not the bells. The lights. The lights he has on him, watch. They actually light up. That's cool. The fact that they kind of do this weird light up thing, despite him getting wrapped. That's the other thing too. Why is he wrapped up like this? Why is he? Is this some sort of torment for him? Is it because Flora died for Christmas, he has to wear this weird, stupid getup? It's weird too because the story's kind of weird, where they go in depth with Marcus's story a bit when it comes to his lore. But then you watch and play the normal update of this, and it's like, ooh, oh, Marcus is an evil man. He doesn't know anything, and yet he actually seems more chilled, and is it's like a lie. You know how when you'd go to some places oh my god, this place is scary because there's this old man that eats kids and whatnot, and you go to the place and you find out that was a lie, that the man actually doesn't eat kids, and then you get disappointed. That's Marcus in a nutshell. Right? But anyways, yeah, I had to cut that because, pop-ups, just pretend as if that didn't happen. Yeah, The Rise of the Krampus. Yeah, and I needed this, by the way. Why do I need this? I don't know. They decided to have me do this, which is weird, but okay. Anyways, we might as well do another animation with him. Disguise as a regular ghost. I can't wait to show you what that looks like. Ghostly speech, ghostly doings. Poltergeist at Piccolo's, Poltergeist at school, and then he does another animation which is like scare or something. So I think, yeah, no, I'm decided to do the. I guess the way I'm doing this back then in December was I'll do whatever is considered to be whatever. You know what I mean? If it says do this thing, I'm gonna keep on doing it until I move on, and then I'll do the other thing, and then after when everything's done, then that's when I choose whatever I want to do with them. That's how I usually operate with this game. It's weird, but it's what it is. Alright, click on some pennies. And he's walking with his bulky cell phone that costs a lot of money, because why not? I believe after this fade in, we should be done with Susie's quest line, which will result with us going more in depth with Susie's story. Oh no, never mind, it's the main one. My bad. Let's see what this is all about.
My beautiful HorrorTown, did you miss me? Don't you worry, I'll spray my joy around. What a holly jolly holiday Christmas, isn't it? People can be sad or boring, that's true. However, with a little magic and a pretty smile, maybe some giggling will rise. And play, he said, and I love to play! Ho ho ho, hee hee hee.
Oh, enough play for that girl! Someone press pause, please!
Spread my joy around. I don't know, Susie, that sounds a little dirty.
All this time writing, rewriting, all the postponement, the frustration. For now, my career's only start going up. Beware, HorrorTown. A new hero, a new celebrity is born. I have so many projects. Of course, my masterpiece comes first. But the possibilities are so many. My old stories about the dead farmer who came back from his crypt. Or maybe the mysterious disappearance of a millionaire who reappeared after 10 years like nothing has happened.
Man, those sound like boring plays. I'm not gonna lie, Piccolo.
Hey Reggie, look at this classic tale of Christmas. That sad old man who refused to quit.
I can't believe this. Piccolo? Not again, old-timer. You know people prefer to shop. Art is just old, you know.
Oh, you two. Monsters! This time the mayor has given me permission. This play is happening. You two stay away from it.
Geez, you think he still remembers? Obtain Holly Dolly tape, open Christmas presents before Christmas is gone. He was doing that, but now I have to do it again because this game is dumb. So he's going to keep on opening his presents, and the poor grandma has to keep on rewrapping them, and then this guy just does it. He's just, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with Marty? Whatever. Yeah, it's the place down a second Christmas, and then we should be done there. The tapes are ridiculously easy to grab, so I have no problems with that. Again, for the Nutcracker Workshop, we just get some characters to drop it just for free. Without any problems whatsoever. Alright, and I can do this, you know. Or I can just, you know, just for the purposes of the video, I've decided to do that. Just so you're like, oh, this is how you do it. But, you know, moving forward, it's like, nah, I'm going to have characters drop it for me. Because, why not? Well, magic happens, by the way. So I only need a little bit, so let's summon the mummy. Let's see if he can do this. And after we get this done, we'll see how overpowered Susie is with the, well, I mentioned about this, and you're going to see why right about now.
I must gather everyone, make a true Christmas celebration. We can dance and decorate the trees, ask for presents. I can't understand how anyone could not love this time of the year.
Maybe because you didn't go through 2020, darling. I just wanted to see the end and regain my crown.
Oh yeah, I thought we candidly said that this took place like in the 90s, but then here he is, just like, oh no, it's 2000s. We're in this weird bubble. Just, oh god.
You must be the toy of the season. What a great idea. A talking dummy.
What? Toy? How dare you? Christmas is a joke here. A true holiday was a couple months ago. Didn't you catch the city's name? HorrorTown, not Santa's dumb village.
Yeah, we remembered Trick or Trap. That was an experience.
Aw, don't say that. I'm sure with a big hug and a pretty bitty please for Christmas trees, you'll join me on this celebration.
I doubt it.
Oh, what's happening? Well, maybe Christmas is not so bad after all. Yes. Yes! I love you, Santa! Let me be your helper!
Oh no. Oh dear.
It begins!
Oh, there's Barney again. I told you he was going to be used. Oh man. Susie is bringing the apocalypse upon us.
Nothing is too much for Christmas. I need an expert on entertainment.
Did you call for an expert? I could give you some advice, you know.
Oh, you're an actual clown. This is perfect. Some balloons, makeup, a joke could be a great addition to tradition. Yay!
No. The public needs to get involved. You need to harm their comfort. You need to murder.
Is this another clown joke? I don't really get it.
Rim shot.
Come with me. I'll show you how to dance the tune of Christmas.
Alright, Holly Jolly Feelings, obtain the spirit board, reach a scare meter again. Okay, great. Right, so she has the Holly Jolly Feeling, Joy Refill. Skating around, Holly Jolly everything with this character. What? Oh, yeah, thank you. 4 weeks and 5 days. That's thanks. Wow. Thank you for doing that. It's not like I was trying to do anything there, game. Right. Well, something that Slappy mentioned is yeah, HorrorTown. You notice how in Halloween they decorate their houses and all that, but yet in Christmas, no one gives a damn. Like, everyone just puts, like, snow on their houses and that's it. No lights, nothing. They just... That should tell you the holiday of holidays are Halloween. So you better make something good there. Hey, game? Make sure Halloween is the #1 priority. Christmas is secondary because that makes them the most money. Yeah, it makes sense. Regardless, though... Right. As you saw, Slappy ended up being influenced by Susie. And you know how bad Slappy is. Like, I know he's a joke and a meme during this year. But he is still a menace in some way, shape, and form. This character can literally take anybody and just make them into a holly jolly loving zombie. And it is very bizarre. Oh, and by the way, remember when I said about the other SpongeBob reference? Well, here it is. I know, I'm not kidding. This whole thing, her attack literally is to bring the imagination rainbow right in front of their gap. From their, like, watch. I'm gonna get a closer look. Watch this. Imagination! It's just not revealed that she's a cartoon character, that's why. So, my theory, anyways, talking about why Mr.Piccolo is not influenced, is because he can't smell. So, I have a theory that when she says pretty bitty peas with Christmas trees, if you she's this weird Christmas smell. I don't know what it is. Think of Christmas. That's the smell she produced. And for some reason, that entranced people to be like, oh, I love Christmas because she intoxicates them. You might say that's weird, but hey, I'm trying to make some sense here. Okay, like ghostly vapors. Why not? Just don't think about it. I'm putting a weird headcanon in the people's minds, and it's like, stop! I don't want this in my head. But yeah, no, don't blame me. Blame the title screen that has a weird ghostly green fog with Mr. Marcus. I'm gonna stop this now. Alright, so anyways, we got this going on here. We still have to wait for that stuff. So, we should hopefully, because we've done the... I got Chris's story, but that's not going to be talked about here. Yeah, so we're going to do a Holly Jolly Feeling, and I'm going to show you this. It may look familiar as far as what this is kind of basing off of. It's kind of hard to know. But if you're a fan of Gravity Falls... Yeah, geez, I wonder what that's supposed to be. She's supposed to be like, hey, look, I'll be a Christmas tree. But, yeah. You probably might get where this may have been inspired from as far as where they got the reference. But anyways...
Flora was my sweet daughter. She was curious and happy, always teasing around, always cheering us up. One day, while snooping in the yard, she fell. That pit. That damn pit! It took my baby. Not much time later, the sadness took my body too. But it never really left. I watched the twins grow up and died. I waited because I knew they would be stuck like me. Here, searching.
Mr. Marcus, I'm sorry. I think I don't understand.
Don't be so insensitive, Dustin. He's talking about her, Flora. Aren't you, Marcus?
Indeed. We know where she died, yes. But something's still missing.
I feel so bad for Marcus, man. That is such a tragic story. Anyways, let's continue on with the Holly Jolliness.
What's the deal here, Drew? Now every guy who comes around can be taking over our job? I'll leave you in charge for a second, and now?
Master! Oh, Master! His story is such a sad story. A dark story. Please let him finish.
Alright, when you're paying this month's rent.
I didn't even know you had to pay rent.
So what happened, Mr. Marcus?
Years that come and go around like nothing. But they change you. At first, I was a young ghost, cool and with friends. That's when I tried living with Andrew in the cemetery. We've met Sharon too. We used to go around chasing people. Stuff we thought was the right one for our kind.
I didn't even know. That's kind of creepy to think that this ghost is just playing around with a bunch of kids. I mean, this guy's a regular ghost, obtain mouse toy and reaches Scaramouche. But yeah, you know, it's weird that he decides to... the story's odd. It's suggesting that he was young and he became old again. I don't know. Anyways, here's the disguise as a regular ghost. Oh man, the most terrifying of forms. Oh no. Oh, spooky ghost! Oh, the most terrifying of spirits! Please don't haunt me with your ghostly spit! Oh, Betsy Ghost, I love you. As stupid as that is, I do enjoy the fact that they decided to put this as an animation, like, as pathetic as it is, right? Oh, ooh, spooky. It's on point of scariness as the depressing sheet ghost that Madame Doom is forced to be with, which is funny in its own right. But yeah, that will be it. Might as well show you this off because I forgot to. It's like, oh yeah, look, we got this. Man, we're already halfway there, and I've already forgot to show you that this exists. As if that wasn't enough. It's like, you probably already know that existed, but I'm like, yeah, well, I forgot to show you in part 1. Here it is. Right, so that is it, unfortunately. We are done with that, and I think that'll be it. I think we're going to try to get rid of the, get through the part 3s and 4s, and the Holly Jolliness, and, well, bear with us, because this story, you thought this story started weird, it's going to get a whole lot odder, and it's, ooh boy. So until then, I'll be Grim, and I'll be seeing you next time for whatever Goosebumps HorrorTown playthrough God says for us next time. So until then, remember, stay tuned for our next video. Pretty bitty please with Christmas trees.